Chinese manufacturing is shrinking for a fifth month, sparking a sell-off in mainland stocks that has caused the Dow Jones Industrial Average to sink more than 420 points earlier today. It's also sent emerging market stocks tumbling the most since August.
So back in December, Tom Demark, the founder and CEO of Demark Analyst, appeared on Bloomberg television, and he identified the low for the Hang Seng China Enterprise Index and correctly forecasted that it would rally to approximately 10,900. Well, Tom joins us now from Scottsdale, Arizona. Where's the bottom now, Tom?
Well, I'll tell you, it's at times it's difficult and sometimes it's clear cut. We think we're getting to the point where tomorrow is going to be a very critical day. It's surprising, Scarlett and Alex, when people are told that a market bottom on September 7th that the Hang Seng would rally to 10,900. It did, in fact, rally to 10,884, but nobody cared. And once the market rallied to approximately 10,900, and we turned bearish exactly on that high day, which October, no one cared when we said the market had risk back down to the lows. Originally, we were looking for 87.65. But when we were on the air September 7th, we said that the market would take a respite and rally for a period of time to 10,900. We still think there's a possibility of 87.65. And in fact, if the market opens a week tomorrow, this is critical. A lot of people miss the details and just make assumptions because they get caught up in the market emotions. It's critical tomorrow that if the Hang Seng and the Shanghai open lower tomorrow and then exceed today's low, that we're going to have a big risk on the downside. The same thing applies to the U.S. markets.
A big risk to the downside. You're looking at, what, 7,933 for the 8 shares?
But it's only if the market were to open down tomorrow and trade lower. What typically happens is that when we get to these critical points, this happened in February 2014. At the December high, we turned bearish on the stock market, U.S. stock market. And what happened, people did not recognize or accept the fact that we thought the market had a high degree of risk and was really following the 1929-1930 model. But once the market declined in January, people did focus on what we forecast. And when we were on the air February 3rd, 4th, during that period, and we were at a market bottom, somewhat akin to what we're at right now in the Shanghai market, then people extract what was being said and ignore the critical requirements to send the market lower, and the market reversed like we thought it would.
So Tom, if
tomorrow's open.
So you're saying that tomorrow's open is going to be very important. If we do break downside support, we do not bounce higher, that 79.33 could be the level to watch. What about here in the U.S.? What's the trickle through for futures?
When we identified the high in the U.S. markets, we were looking for a downside of approximately 30 points below where we currently are on the S&P cash and futures. We had a downside on the S&P future, that's March basis, of 1974, and on the cash we had 1982. If the U.S. markets open higher tomorrow and then come down, they should find support there. And I think it could surprise people. But we'll know in advance because we'll be following the Far Eastern markets. And if they open higher tomorrow and do not break to new lows below today's low, there's a good chance the U.S. markets could bottom tomorrow.
All right. And
we don't know. Like I said, it's very, very, very important. The openings are critical with follow-through.
Openings are critical with follow-through. All right, got it. Tom Demark, thank you so much for joining us today. Tom Demark is with Demark Analytics and, of course, a noted market timer from Scottsdale, Arizona, joining us this afternoon.
But, you know, really talking about what the follow-through is from Chinese stocks to U.S. stocks, come inside the Bloomberg terminal because I'm taking a look at the daily moves of U.S. stocks versus Chinese stocks. This looks a lot like August. You saw that huge sell-off over in August. Yep. We're seeing something very similar today. So, yes, watching those support levels, like Tom was saying, definitely key.
All right.